Hello everyone, this is Amy with Northern Loominations, and today we are going to be making Pinkie Pie. So first, for my example, here is the rainbow dash that I made. And for Pinkie Pie, it will be very similar to this, except we won't need the wings. So this tutorial I am dedicating to Kate Schultz from Izzalicious Designs. Thank you for all the help in getting me started with these tutorials. So for Pinkie Pie, you are going to need about 7,400 bands altogether. I have about 9 bags of the body color that I'm using, and then you'll need to get the dark rose jelly for her hair, and then for her eyes it's the black and the white, and then I'm using the pearl blue from Rainbow Loom because she has blue eyes. And then for the cutie mark, she has yellow and blue in that, so we'll be using those. I do recommend only using Rainbow Loom brand, as the other brands I find tend to break easier and don't work as nicely. This is a hook only project, so we won't be needing the loom, just the hook, and we'll also need some C-clips. So let's get started. We will be starting off with a magic ring and making her body. So loop the band around your hook, creating 3 loops, and then take a single band, pull that through those 3 loops, and create a slip knot. So that is stitch number 1. And you need to go back in through those 3 loops, pull the next band through and claim it on the end so that you have 3. Then you pull that one end through the other 2. So we'll go back in through the 3 loops, another band on, pull it through just the 3 loops, claim the end, and then pull it back through the 2. So that was stitch number 3. It's number 4. And last one's number 6. So here what I do is I put a C-clip on this last stitch here to mark where my rounds end. So then you have, if you can count the bands up top here and see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the one on the hook makes 6 stitches. So now we will continue. The next round we're going to increase to 12 stitches. So in each of these stitches, you're going to put 2 stitches in instead of just 1. So pull it through, claim. So that's 1. Go back in that same stitch and do it again. That's 2 stitches there. And there's 3, go back in that same one. 4. 5, go back into that same stitch again. 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now I'm just going to move the stitch marker to that last stitch. And there's your round of 12. So for the next round, what we're going to do is we'll do one single stitch and then an increase on the next one. So there'll be 2 stitches in this one for a total of 18 stitches. So we do one single stitch, go to the next one, and there we're going to do an increase. There's one, go back in, and there's 2. And then we do that again. So we'll do another single stitch, and then again an increase on this stitch. So 1 and 2. And that process repeats all the way around till you get to the end. And again here at the end of the round, I am going to move my stitch marker here so that I know where I ended. Alright, so for the next round, we're just going to put a single stitch in each of the stitches, so it will also be a total of 18 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and one more, 18, and we'll just move the stitch marker again. Alright, so now for the next round, we are going to end up with 24 stitches. So what we're going to do is stitch a single stitch in the first 2 stitches and then do an increase in the 3rd stitch. So here's a single stitch and another single stitch, and then here we're going to do our increase. So there's 1, go back in, and there's our other stitch. And then we just continue that pattern all the way around to the end. So single one, single two, and then here we do an increase again. So there's one, go back in, and there's two. One, two, and an increase. That was one. Two, and an increase. And there'll be an increase on the last stitch here. And then we'll just move the stitch marker again to mark off our round. So you should be starting to get kind of a bowl shape. Alright, and then what we can do is count our stitches to make sure that we have 24 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and on the hook is 24. So the next round, we are going to increase this by another 6 and go up to 30. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a single stitch in the first 3 stitches and then do an increase. So this is 1, 2, 3, and then an increase on this 4 stitch. And then we repeat this pattern all the way to the end. Alright, sorry about that. This time I'm trying to work my video around little kids. So now let's continue. So 1, 2, 3, and an increase here. 1, go back in, and 2, and do that again. 1, 2, 3, and then an increase again. 2, oops, 3, and an increase here. And 1, 2, 3, and another increase here. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, and an increase. Oops. There. And then once again we'll move our stitch marker onto that last stitch. So there you should have 30 stitches in that round. So now we are going to increase it again, and this time we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 single stitches and then an increase in the 5th all the way around until we make a round of 36. So go in, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here we're going to do an increase. So there's 1, go back in, and there's 2. So then we'll do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. One, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. One, 2, 3, this is 4, and then an increase. One, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. And last time, 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase on the last stitch. Alright, I'll just move our stitch marker again. And you should be getting a nice shape like this happening. Alright, now for this next round, we are going to increase the stitches up to 42. So what we need to do is do a single stitch in the first 5 stitches, and then on the 6th one we're going to do an increase and then repeat that 6 times all the way around. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here we're going to do an increase. So there's 1, go back in, and there's 2. And then we're going to repeat that 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. Go back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an increase, a 6 stitch. 1, 2, again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an increase. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an increase. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, last stitch, we're doing an increase. And then we're just going to move our stitch marker again. So that's that. Now for the tedious part. This one takes quite a while to finish. So what I'm going to do is a couple rounds with you, and then I'm going to pause the video and finish it off camera, as this part takes quite a while to do. So we're going to do 29 rounds, all exactly the same. So this is going to be the most tedious part of this whole project, and it takes quite a while. So this is rounds 9 through 37 are going to be all 42 and the same. So I'll do the first round with you, and then after that I'm going to pause the camera and finish it off. Sorry about the noise, that's just my youngest has come in from outside now. Say hi. Hi. Oops. These rounds take a long time to do. But if you don't make the body large enough, then the legs won't fit on. So what I'm going to do now is just pause the video with you and continue on. Use a stitch marker for each of the rounds so that you can keep track and count them all out. There should be, by the end of it, 29 C-clips in place, and that's when you'll know you're at your last round. And that way, if you need to go do something, as this does take quite a while to do, you'll know where you are and keep track of how many rounds you need yet to finish. So go ahead, finish those off, and I'll come to you when I come back to you when I am finished my rounds. Alright, welcome back everyone. So now at this point you should be done your 29 rounds of 42 stitches and have something that looks like this. So what you can do now is take out all the C-clips except for the last one, marking this, and then we're going to start closing it in and then stuffing it. So for this round we are going to decrease down to 36 stitches. So to do that we are going to put a single stitch in the first 5 stitches and then do a decrease over the 6th and 7th stitch. So just follow me. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now here what we're going to do is we're going to go in through this stitch, bring the hook back around, and go in through the next stitch as well, and then pull a band through both of those, and that's how we do our decrease. So now we continue that pattern all the way around till we get to the end. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, and here we do a decrease again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again we'll do our decrease. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a decrease. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll do the decrease again. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last 2 stitches we will do a decrease and stitch them together. Okay, and then we will once again move our stitch marker. Whoops. Okay, so for the next round, we are going to decrease down to 30 stitches. So we're going to do a single stitch in the first 4 and then a decrease. And repeat that pattern all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we do a decrease here. So go in one stitch and then through the other and pull the band all the way through. You really want to be careful not to try and stretch the bands too much. I find if you can keep them pretty tight and not stretch them out, then the finished project looks better. There's not any holes in it. 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. One, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. Whoops, 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 whoops. Sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then decrease on the last 2 stitches. Okay, and we'll just move our stitch marker again. So now you'll see it starting to come in and close off. So we will do one more round and then we're going to stuff it. So the next round will be 3 single stitches and then a decrease. So 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do a decrease here. And again, 1, 2, 3 and a decrease. And again. 1, 2, 3 and a decrease. One, 2, 3 and a decrease. One, 2, 3 and a decrease. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, and then here we do a decrease with the last 2 stitches. And then we'll just move the stitch marker to complete the round. So now what I'm going to do is take the hook out. And I always just hook the stitch marker to that last stitch there so that it stays put. There. So now, before the hole gets too small, we're going to stuff it. So I am using polyfill to stuff it. You want to make sure that you don't overstuff it as it will poke through the holes, but you do need this to be stuffed quite firmly so that it kind of stands up. So just go ahead. You can always add more when you get closer to having it finished. This project does use quite a bit of the stuffing. You can also use tissues to try and stuff, but I find the polyfill helps it keep it shaped the best. A little bit more here. You can just move it around a little bit and get it to smooth out. Okay, so once you got that stuffed, we'll continue on closing this off. Hook back through there. So the next round, what we're going to do is decrease to 18, and you're going to have 2 single stitches and then a decrease. So there's 1, 2, and then here we'll do the decrease. And then again. 2, and then a decrease. One, two, and a decrease. Two, and another decrease. One, two. Oops. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. Oh. Okay, so sorry about that interruption. I am a stay-at-home mom and I have 4 children at home, so I'm trying to work around them playing outside and nap times. So at times it does tend to get a little noisy around here. But so continuing, that's 1, 2, and then, oops, we do a decrease again. And one last time, try not to get the fill inside of it caught up in there. So 1, 2, and then a decrease again. Okay, and we will move the stitch marker. So we're almost closed. We're going to do a decrease again. So this time what you're going to do is a single stitch and then a decrease over the next 2. So there's 1, and then a decrease. And 1, and a decrease. And 1, and a decrease. One, and a decrease. One, and a decrease. And one last time. Single stitch and a decrease. So you should have 12 stitches now going around there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 1 on the hook is 12. So now this time, for this round, we're just going to do decreases all the way around. So there won't be any single stitches. So go in to the first 2 and decrease it. And again, go in and decrease it. And again. in. And it starts to get a little tricky here because the hole is getting smaller. And decrease. And one last time. And a decrease there. Now what I do, I don't move the stitch marker. I take it off. And then I'm going to go in through here, skip that one, and go in through here. So what I did is I went in through stitch 1, I skipped stitch 2, and went in through into stitch 3. I'm going to pull the band through all the bands. So I just have the one, and then do a slip stitch to close it off. So that's what it should look like now. And then what I do is I put the C-clip back on it, and I'm just going to tuck it inside the body, and I find the C-clip will help hold it in there. And there you go. We move the body around a little bit to even out all the fuzz, and there you go. So go on to the next video and we will be continuing this project.